Hello everybody. As I'm making a whole bunch of noise, the birds are trying to go to bed and making a racket. Hello everybody. Welcome. Jigging with Holden. Jigging. Let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Victoria. I am a registered nurse, and I show beginner dot art tips and tricks. I really don't consider myself a teacher. I just show you guys what I do, and if that helps you and you enjoy it, and then you can use the techniques. But I am a registered nurse, and I am also a nurse practitioner student, so painting is my therapy right now. It's a lot cheaper than drinking as well. In the long run. Anyways, so I will be painting with this color palette here. I paint live Sunday through Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern until 10:30. And last Thursday we selected this color palette. Maybe get the lazy suit on the way. So the first color is Wild Berry, which is not even opened. I picked it up the other day and I just thought it was the prettiest color. So let's open that while I'm thinking about it. Hello everybody, I'm Mama Bear. Hello, welcome. So the first one is Wild Berry. The next color is Coral Blush. Let me see if I can get it to not move around. There we go. Then we have Vintage Pink. But if I do that, there we go. Vintage Pink, and then the last two colors are like a teal or blue-green. This one is Bluegrass. And then we have Paradise Green. So those are the colors we're going to use tonight. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them in here in order from like dark to light. I'll put the pinks up front and then the two greens back here. These are 15 ml paint pots. I don't use the smaller ones because I frequently mix custom palettes, and unless I have them deep enough, it's really hard to stir them. So let's go ahead and get these in here. And I usually fill them up about halfway. You don't have to do that, but you definitely don't want too little paint in there, because when you dip your tools or brushes in there, you want enough to cover your tool. Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Victoria. If you're new here, say hi in the chat. I am waiting for my regulars to show up. It's just 8:02, so most of them will be here shortly. But we had pre-selected this color palette on Thursday night, so most of them they already know it or will ask me for it. There are several people that will paint along during the live, so if that's something you like to do, that's great. If not, the live is uploaded in full and you can check it out at a later date and paint at your leisure. It is unedited, so you know, you can fast forward and stuff like that. All right, I haven't decided if we're going to use a metallic or anything like that yet. So that part is done. Now I do also keep those paints out. And I put every color palette, at least I try to remember to, in my little book here. This is something I highly recommend. We can do it here. This is something I highly recommend, especially if you do custom palettes, so that you can keep yourself organized and know what you just used. Custom palettes meaning like you're mixing colors. So if you're mixing colors, hang on a minute. I gotta check and see what is going on out there. They're making so much noise. I don't know. Making so much noise out there. That's just kind of unusual for them to be making that much noise. Okay, so anyways, so I'll keep the bottles out until I can write them down. Sometimes I do them right away. It just depends on. So then I just color swatch them right here. And then, especially if you're like, oh, what was in that? Like, what was in that palette that we did for Halloween? You know, you can look back and have it. Some people use cards. I just prefer it all in this one book. You don't have to have it bound like this. They do sell the paper loose. This is 110-pound paper, though. Regular cardstock, unless it's like heavy. And like I said, 110-pound paper, it's pretty heavy. If it's lighter than that or thinner, it may warp on you when you're practicing with it. You're eating and painting. Hey, happy Sunday. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So just putting the color palette out. You eat. You eat. And, but yeah, so then I'll put it in here and then I will write the name of each paint color next to it. Again, sometimes right away, just depends. And that one. Pretty. It's going to be a pretty palette. Bright and cheery. All right, so we got that. I'll set that aside. So again, that paper is 110 pounds. So again, don't assume it's black paper. It's got to be 110 pound. That's not accurate. It needs to say 110 pound, or it could warp, or it just won't dry right. Then you don't have to have it bound. Some people in the community here buy just the paper and then use a 3-hole punch. And then that way, it's kind of a cool idea, because then that way, while that's drying, you can still flip through your book. See, right now, I can't really flip through mine. So, also, on this platform, there is in my showcase a beginner set of tools and stencils. It's probably closer to the bottom right now, but it comes with a set of dotting tools, looks very similar to this. A set of acrylic rods looks very similar to this. And stencils. Okay. Do you need all of these things to start in beginner in dot art? No. You can use toothpicks to anything that's going to be able to give you a dot of paint. So you can use toothpicks, Q-tips, pencils, pens, anything that's going to give you a dot. Does it make it easier if you're going to follow along? Yes. Okay. Hi, Tammy. Thank you for the follow. Wishy Tishy, thank you for the follow. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for liking the live, Aurora. I see you there. All right. So I use these in this live. This is not the end-all, tell-all for tools. There are other tools out there, but for the sake of this live, that's what I use. I don't use any 3D. This is not a live where I teach, or I mean, every once in a while, I will do brush strokes. Just kind of depends on, but it is rare. That is not what this is for. This is for those people that really want to learn how to do beginner dot art. Okay, so the stencils, they're little, we're going to use the bigger ones, but it comes with two smaller ones too. Oh, excuse me. It's too early for that. But I tend to use the one with the most cutouts because I like having more guidelines. Okay, just the more guidelines, the more likely you are to stay within your piece. Okay, now next up, this is a wood round. It is, I don't know, it's probably a 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch. We use these to work on in this live. They're relatively inexpensive. I say relatively inexpensive. I mean, I'm a broke student right now, so inexpensive to some people is expensive. So you don't need this. The one thing, if I could recommend one thing for you to practice on, if you can't afford this, is to try and find the paper. Or some of the community members have used like the inside of a cereal box and cardboard. Again, you can do this. You can do this really inexpensively. You just have to be creative. In order to get this base coat, I use this brand, this paint, in a satin finish. Do you have to use this? No. I'm just saying that this brand, multi-surface satin, gives you the best chalk marks that are removable. Although you have to paint this and let it fully dry, or when you go to market, your chalk pencil may not come off. I use this brand paint to paint with. It is an acrylic paint. Okay? But I want you to take note, these are not the same. Do not think that this brand's multi-surface is the same as this. It is not. It's terrible. Makes me so mad when I run out of that other one. Okay, so I've already painted this. This is ready to go. It's been drying for several days. I usually paint several. I don't always, well, I used to always paint on black. Before I started doing this live, I hadn't painted on anything but black, but this community likes me to try different things. So I'm going to mark my guide marks. This is a chalk pencil. There are a couple of different chalk pencils available in the world. You can use soapstone, but this is the brand. Okay. And I start by marking my center, and I simply trace the lines. Now, if you're new here and you would like a supply list, I can give you that. There should be an orange box in the bottom left-hand corner with a white arrow in it. You can message me there while we're live. In that box, though, or in your message, you know, what you're looking for. If you want the supply list, simply say, you know, can you send me the supply list? It may ask you for your email address or say something about an email, but I don't need that. I just send it right back to you here. Again, if you'd like to watch the live replay, that is how you would get the information to do that. I just bought some today. Where are you? They're not cheap, I can tell you that. Do you have my supply list? Because if you do, that's where I got them from. Oh. Yeah, okay. I have to go kind of far to the jungle. But I was ordering some other stuff, so I just ended up... my original ones I got at from Mike's house. Yeah. You could try looking for soapstone or any brand of chalk pencil. I don't know. I didn't know that they were like a hot commodity. Yeah, I just used it today. I'm trying to remember where it is on the list. It's like I said, I had to buy, well, I didn't have to. I just learned about these helix rulers, so I had to buy them. So what else did I get? I got helix rulers and something else. The pencils. Yeah, double check that. If anything, I can send you just that on the list. Okay. So these are called guide marks, and they're to help you stay in your circles. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the follow, Karen. Yeah, I know. I'm excited about that. I mean, I didn't really want to buy anything, but I'm thinking it will be kind of cool, even for the bears, because I can, you know how like I have to pretend? Like I have to pretend something is here. So now I can take that. Oh, I got red on there. Oh boy. Oh, I must have put something on this when this was still wet. Oh boy. But you know how like these kind of fall off. So now I can put the circles there and then know where that should be instead of guessing. So At least that's what I think in my head too. Debbie Bramlett. Why are you tagging BT? I mean, do you know each other? I don't know, you got a number by your name. Oh, maybe you were trying to type message me. Hi, Tammy. I'm doing mandala-style dot art. We're just kind of prepping the piece. So ultimately, we're going to end up doing something not just like this, but something similar to this. Okay. I don't know. Maybe she was I know sometimes I click on something and I end up clicking on somebody else's name. It's kind of, I don't know. When you're liking the live, I end up hitting somebody's name. So maybe that's what happened. Okay, well, just making sure we're not having any. Yeah, it happens to me all the time. So maybe that's what happened. So anyways, this is what we make. It's dot art, mandala-style dot art. And this is a beginner live. So I go over all of the beginning stuff. We already have our color palette with some pretty pinks and blue greens. And I'm ready to paint. If anybody is painting along with me and you need me to pause or anything like that, just let me know. But we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to actually make a rather large center dot. So if you missed the beginning, I really should find a metallic that'll go. I'm going to use the really light pink. So when you do your center dot, again, you do not have to do it how I do at all. You can do it however you want. But I do get a large amount of paint. And actually, I was watching Demi, who is the person I learned from, and she actually said something today. Well, it was a recording, but she said something that kind of made me pause because I say this a lot. You have to put a good amount of paint on your tool. And she said that a lot of her students, their pieces come out smaller than hers, and it's because they use less paint. So if your pieces come out smaller than mine, you might not be using the same amount of paint, which we've talked about, on your tool. So let me try and get this rounded. Because it did not. It had a little spill to the side here, which is annoying because now it's making it worse. Nope, I might have to erase it. I can't get it. All right, that's one side. I wasn't planning on making it bigger, but it spilled out right there. So that happens sometimes when you use the bigger dotting tools. You'll get a drip that comes outside of the tool. And then, oh, pooey. I just did it. I just made it worse. All right, we're going to leave it alone. Most of that you won't even notice, but I wish I hadn't accidentally pushed it even worse. There we go. Yeah, it was like weird. It went. So just when you're fiddling with it, just be careful. Don't do what I did. There we go. That's better. All right. Hello. Hey, Jenna. April, it is a piece of wood round. They look like this. They look like this when they come from wherever you buy them. This is, you gotta love it when paint decides to drip. The middle is, that is gonna be the vintage pink. Turbolina, thank you for the follow. So yeah, it's a wood round. I just use these for practicing when we're out live. What is it from Ireland? What is it? It's mandala-style dot art. We'll end up working something out like this. Okay, all right. So I usually start small. So is it for a teapot? No, it's actually decorative. These are practice pieces. You could make something for a teapot. You could. I wouldn't use this because if you put something hot on it, it'll probably melt it because of the paint. But I put magnets on the back and they go on the fridge. Thank you. This brand. I don't use anything. If you use anything other than this one, I have no promises. I have a hard time getting chalk marks off any black that's not this brand. But I think, Jackie, you could actually use multi-surface paint and cure it and like paint on a tile, and then you could put a teapot on it. But these are more like art pieces. Decorative. All right, so moving on. I'm gonna do the, hi Tasha, tap, 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 yes. I'm gonna use the lighter green. And I know some of you will be watching this later, so it's this one. And I'm gonna use the large end of the yellow. And look, I already got paint everywhere. And the goal with these dots is that they're about the same size, same distance apart, and they don't touch. If they touch, then we have to make arrangements. I also want to point out, I've been told that, because I say this every time, if you are doing your dots, these smaller ones will have a tendency to catch in the wood grain. I've been told that if you will sand it, that might help. I'm lazy. I'm not going to do all of that. This is a practice piece, but I want to like let you guys know that it might happen. And the other thing I want to point out is if your dots get bigger as you're going around, you might need to wipe off your tool. Like mine's they're getting a little bigger. I don't always paint with the Lazy Susan either. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends. So I always pause here because I overthink how many dots I can get in there. It won't be the first time, but I do kind of pause. What the heck? So I'm going to erase that one. Try to at least. Wet Q-tip. And you're going to rotate it towards you. And it doesn't have to be perfect because another dot's going to go right over it. Or just, do you touch the tool? On these smaller ones, yeah. Sometimes it's more of a, it's usually a touch until I see that I have enough, if that makes sense. Like sometimes I need to tap because I don't have enough paint. Sometimes I have too much, so I won't go all the way down, if that makes sense. Oh, I missed it. Melodic birds. Melodic birds. Thank you. Yeah, so it's kind of like sometimes there's a lot of muscle memory that I feel goes into this where you're like, that's too much, and you almost automatically know. Like these, I don't know if you noticed, like these are smaller than these. And what happened with these is they ended up in the wood grain. These. And now I made a big mess. So I'll do the Q-tip trick again. So they ended up in the wood grain. I will say that for me, the hardest part is the smaller dots. Doesn't have to be perfect, remember, because I'm just going to put dots back down. All right, let's get that. There we go. That looks way better. Although I don't have enough dots now, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. That just looks better. What's the tool called? These are called dotting tools. They're simply called dotting tools, or they might be called nail art tools. So let's jump to this first pink. Tasha, are you painting along? I love this color. So I'm using the same size. So this is the large end of the yellow. And now I am doing the tapping to get more paint off. You're on tap duty? Hey, Patty, how are you? Jackie, if you are interested in like a supply list, you can message me here through that orange box at the bottom and I can get you a supply list. It might help you like find your items. Oh my goodness. My dots are definitely off tonight. Okay, let me fix these. So these need to be bigger. All right, I'm gonna go up in tool size because they're not big enough. All right, I'm gonna switch to the large end of the white. There we go. Okay, now let's try. There we go. My goodness. I'm making a big old mess. I should have just done what I normally do. And that's go around. I don't know what I was trying to do there. I need Q-tips forever today. Hang on, let me get this one cleaned up here. What in the world? Well, you guys are going to see how to clean up a bunch of mistakes today. That paint is very thin. It's like crazy thin. And that happens too sometimes. Now you got okay. Ah! Hold on. Okay. Let's fix this. Okay. One fixed. Like I said, I should have just done what I normally do. I don't know why I was trying to go in between. That's not what my goal was. There we go. So now the goal is that I don't have to use any more Q-tips tonight. Oh, God. Once the AC falls or turns off, like, now I can hear myself, and I was shouting. Okay, that's better. Yeah, but this pink is super, super thin. All right, so we're just going to get that last dot in there. And yes, there's a little bit of a space, but after all of what I just went through, I am not worried about it. One little bit. Let's see. We have completed a stage. Don't forget to do your dailies. Yes, don't forget to do your dailies. Thank you, Judy, for reminding me and everybody. Okay, so that's how... This is not good. But I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to move on from that catastrophe. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go around one more time, but with the second color. This is the large end of the blue. Okay, and I am not going to worry about, I'm just going to find a spot to start and go around, making these dots the same size. Yes, they're bigger. I'll probably do some micro dots in there to cover that up. I will say this pink is awfully thin too. Is that like something I've never noticed before? The pinks being thin? I've never noticed that before. Oh, you know what? I was going to do some exercises. So Judy and I were talking today, and I think we should probably start doing some stretching exercises, especially for those of you that already do maybe repetitious work, like working on a keyboard. So let me finish this row, and we're going to go over some exercises to prevent carpal tunnel. And they're just stretches, really, but it's something you can use in your everyday life, too. Tasha, I'm assuming you might work on a computer a lot. I don't know. It could be wrong. But if you do, you may already know, like, some things to do. But I looked up a couple of exercises, stretches, I should say. And, oh boy, 1, 2, okay. So pausing in there a little bit to figure out how many dots. Okay, and I did purposely not put that row right on there because I had some of the mistakes, so I was trying to make some negative space to absorb that negative space there, so it's on purpose. Oh boy, girl, don't you know it. But one thing you could do is this 1, 2, 3, 4, the thing. You can pinch your fingers for 5 seconds and then like flare your fingers for 5 seconds. Okay, so it's called finger touching. Okay, that's one thing. You could also do, it's like this, where you're like twisting. So you're hooking, fist, rotate your wrist. So yeah, like this, and this. There was another one. It was like pinching. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. The other ones I can't really show you because you won't see me doing them. But so I know that like I've been painting a lot more than normal. So like right here is kind of sore, but that's not really carpal tunnel. This one where you put your wrists together, but it's more like in front of you. It's kind of hard to show you again. But anyways, so do your stretches. Yeah, it's kind of hard, to show. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Does anybody have any questions? I really have any, like, we didn't really have a design pattern or anything. I'm just going to kind of start our first design. These usually take 2 lives. It depends on the pattern that we use, but it usually takes 2 lives to get through this. We're usually live 8 till about 10:30. However, it just kind of depends. I just had a bug flying in my face. And I just knocked something over. Oh my goodness. I grabbed a feather and everything fell over. Oh well. All right, let's use this pretty bluegrass. What is this? Bluegrass green. Now, when I start the next design, I usually start it a little above that last row. So I find a guide mark and start to line everything up again. This is a good place to pay attention so that even if it's off on this side, everything will start to be tucked back in where it belongs. So even if you're off center on your center dot or anything else, then you can get it back to where it needs to be this way. So you can either put your dot here so you know for sure, or over both of them. Kind of like a T, right on the T. So our water is working, everybody. Can you believe it? Finally. Oh my God. He was in such a mood Saturday. And I don't blame him, but I was like, it is not my fault. I'm like, I did not have anything to do with this. You guys bought this place without a home inspection, not me. I used to sell real estate. I know better. Never, ever, ever, ever buy property without a home inspection. I don't care what the market's doing. I do not care. Because you're just you don't know. You don't know what, I mean, I'm telling you, this place, they did some really weird stuff. And, he literally had to buy a tractor to figure it out. I don't know. There's so much to it. But we finally have water. No, it's still brown. It's not as brown. So it's not drinkable because I think all of that garbage went into, thank you for the follow. I think all of that garbage from that pressure tank is in the pipes now. But it's better than it was. So I know it's clearing out. But I can do laundry, I can shower, I can do the things. I can do all the things again. Okay. So, what should we do? Should we do walking dots or should we do... Let's see. What haven't we done in a while? What haven't we done? We can do that, do that. Let's do that. We'll do a couple of rows of walking dots and then we'll do a swoosh around. So I'm going to use the large end of the yellow. Hi, how are you? Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the wink winks. I looked away for a second. This might be too big. No, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Yeah, so we'll do 2 rows of walking dots and then a swoosh around. I don't know what my dog keeps hearing, but she has not been out of the bathroom, and it's not storming, so I don't know what she keeps hearing. So did anybody do anything fun over the weekend? I know Jessica was painting. So was Cece. Well, Cece was busy. She didn't really do anything. Judy is having Judy's day. Continuations. If you're new here, say hi in the chat. Tell us where you're tuning in from. Tappity tap tap, exactly. Deb Hen, thank you for the follow. Yep, Judy, that's right. So, I know Judy bent her tool. It's a little big. Judy bent her tools. I want to know from everybody else that bent their tools how much more they love them. I mean, now that I have a second set of tools, I'm not afraid to bend them. I just didn't want to bend them. I know Judy said it's way easier to see where your dot's going. This pink, I'm not like loving this pink. I painted and went to the low. Oh, fun. Which ones, Tasha? Love the color? I do love the color. I love the color palette. So, did you order these? Oh, you ordered the bent ones. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, I know everybody said it was really easy to bend them, but I was like, oh, I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember you had said that. I think it does make sense because sometimes I end up in a situation, but my thing is I hold my tool on its side. Does it help with that? Like, are your dots more consistent? Because see, that's what I end up having a trouble with. I'm gonna get another paper towel. Mine is full of paint because I hold my tool on the side and then I end up with those oblong shapes. So it's a bad habit. And I don't know how to break myself. Thank you. Oh, from Dot Art. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I gotta look into that because I feel like, and I know I've said that on the live. I feel like I need to look into that. All right, so we're going to do another row of walking dots, and these I do a little different. I come up a little bit and make like a triangle pattern. I think I'm going to use this brighter pink. I love this color, but I don't like how it is acting. So I'm using the large end of the white tool. So I'm going to come up to right about here. Okay. Same thing I'm going to do right below that line. So I kind of do a triangle. Okay. And then I actually, where did that one? Needs to be a little bigger. But I usually tap that dot and then start my walking dots. I don't, but this is where you want to hold your tool, not on its side. So like I said, I usually just tap that dot. Don't ask me why, habit. I think it gets a little bit of the extra paint off. Okay, so same thing, using the guide marks to put my dot where it belongs. Okay, and then these are going to go right about there and about there. And again, I just barely tap it. And like that. Hey, go Pops. Go Pops. Large end of the white. Yep. So, what else? Anybody watching this crazy trial? I'm not, because I'm not going to get on TV. But it's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy trial. Hi, Angie. How are you? Welcome. I think I want to use this color palette on one of my bears. I'm going to do micro dots in here. Okay, remember where I said I had spaced out on purpose? Oh, I know. That's, yeah, that Lindsay case, yeah. I know. I have very few words. Some of it I have no words for. But yeah, that case is so bizarre. Every time I get on this platform, I see something new and like it's crazy. Yeah. I know, like I said, yeah, I do too. I think that would be really fun. I mean, nobody really said they liked these colors, but as a matter of fact, come to think of it, two of my friends didn't even tell me what colors they like, and they're supposed to, I just thought of that. Well, you snooze, you lose. You're going to get what I got. But yeah, that case is so crazy, and the expert witnesses and everything, it's crazy. I don't know. There's one guy that I guess has been like on all kinds of these high profile cases, and he even assessed her. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Certainly not convinced that she did it or didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know, there's a lot of weird stuff in it. I tell you that that patient, when that case first came on air, she was watching it, and oh my God, her blood pressure was she was so upset. I guess like they keep catching him in like things. I guess his testimony is like being obviously scrutinized, but again, I am not watching anything to be like firsthand knowledge, so I don't know. I don't know what's happening. That's why I'm asking if anybody's actually watching it, because sounds like it's just full of twists and either way, it's crazy. If she did it, if she didn't, and he did it, just crazy. So, oh, that's what I was talking to Judy about today, too. So I did not know. Thank you for the heart me, Joanne. How are you? How are you? I did not know this, but you can go live on the tube. So if you guys are following, or if you have not, I need 50, and I have 26 or 27. And I would really like to try it so I am not censored so darn much. And I can talk freely about things and not talk in code all the time. So, yes, if you are interested in watching the live replays, message me through that orange box at the bottom, and I can get you in the right direction, and maybe you will become number 28. No. I think we ended up that it is, if I'm not mistaken, that's what you asked. Who what? Thank you for liking the live. Yeah, well, don't do that, Tasha. Don't zoom in. God, you'll never follow me. You're not going to follow me anymore. Especially that nonsense that happened earlier. Like, I was on a really bad roll there. Oh, yes. Yes, if we could get somewhere with that, that would be really fantastic, because I would love to at least try that so we could actually. So this is going to be a swoosh, and I'm still using the large end of the white tool. Because I don't like being censored so much. I'd like to be able to. So when you do these swooshes, you're going to put a drop of paint down and push, not hard, you're going to push the paint around. Okay, so you're going to put your drop of paint, tap a little bit. Okay. I don't know. Probably not. But if you want to follow, it's here. This is what it is on the, hang on. I know it's this. Weirdly, I only typed that once and it did it twice. And did it 3 times. 4 times. What in the world? Oops. I got out of my own live. That was weird. That's so weird. I have no idea. Thank you for the Go Pops. I mean, if you guys can't, message me in that orange box and I can get you there. That's usually the easiest way. I feel. As long as people know how to utilize that. I don't know why it kept going 4 times. That would be nice, Tasha, if you could do that, yeah. But I was today years old when I found out you could do that. I had no idea that was an option on that platform. No idea. Ooh, I love this. These colors are gorgeous. Look at this. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Thank you, Tasha, for doing that. I appreciate you. She's my admin. Using these guide marks to make sure I stay in the realm of my ring. I want to use a metallic, but I don't know what color metallic I should use. What do you guys think? Metallic? Is pretty. Yeah. But yeah, make sure you use your guide marks to keep everything centered and in line with what you're trying to do. You know, again, if you're off a little bit, you have plenty of time still to get it back to where you need it. Now, swooshes tend to be a difficult thing for a lot of people. Maybe this is why I end up using the side so much. There we go, it's better. I don't know. Let's see. Only metallic I have that I would even think would look good, I don't think I have very much of. Let me look here real quick. I got to pay attention for a puzzle piece, you know. I have pearl white. I have rose gold. We like rose gold a lot. That's not rose gold. Oh my goodness. You know, I'm going to pick out every... I have rose gold. I have warm penny. I don't know about warm penny. It's a little coppery. Hence the name. Baby gold. I end up sideways. I tell you, I can't. I do feel like, yes, I do feel like your body tends to kind of do its thing, but I'd rather not do that when I'm doing dots. It can do that all day long when I'm doing swooshes, not dots. And practice, Tasha, practice. And patience. Give yourself grace. So rose gold. It's kind of pinky. I don't think Warren Penny's a little coppery. But what about white pearl? Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'd like to see rose gold. Okay, let me pop it in here. Yeah, so like I said, I would because I was watching Demi on there. She was, I happened to be scrolling and I was looking for something else, honestly. And of course, I follow her, so she came up and she had done it live, and I was like, oh gosh, I didn't. But she was freely talking, so it's either there or I go to another platform. Oh, for the love of everything holy with you and these top dots. Not the middle one. I'm not going near that middle after what I just went through. The only problem is that you really can't top dot anything tonight because it's too juicy. I know, and I might have, you guys kind of, like, if you follow my page, you kind of know what kind of person I am. I mean, yes, I'm artistic and all of that, but I do want to be able to be transparent, and I don't want to charge. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have I don't even know how to code word that one, the P1. I don't want to do that because then that requires me to show up, and I don't want to have to show up. Hello, Val. How are you? Thank you for the heart me. Welcome. Did you do your I did not do my challenge for today. It's so hard. My shoulder, I try, but my shoulder is really bothering me. So I get one day, every other day, and yeah. You did. Good job. I wish I didn't have to post it. I would probably do it more if I didn't have to post it and edit my workout. It's so annoying. Yeah, no, I definitely, I'm getting there. I'm doing some stretches, but there are some movements that are just, so as you know, I just modify. But yeah, Tasha, I don't, we paint for fun here, right? So I don't want to have to show up because if something's happening with me, a patient, I can't get out of clinical, any number of things, I don't want to have to stress. Like, you guys know that if I don't show up, there's a few reasons why. One might be we don't have power. But for people that are paying me to show up, I don't, like, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not my job, so. Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about, I just found out today that on the YT, you can go live. I did not know this. Right. And that's kind of like, that's why when I do these, our regular Sunday through Thursday, that is something I know I can pretty much commit to. Friday and Saturdays get tough because I have that one patient, and then I'd like a day where, I can, fish or hang out with, Frank or supervise him digging a hole in the backyard for 3 weeks. Oh my gosh. Val, I think you might have missed it. We haven't had water in like weeks here. So, you may have caught a little bit if you watched any of the videos, but it's been an ongoing saga. But he finally got it fixed. We have water. It's still brown, but the source of the problem has been fixed. Yeah, thankfully we have his dad lives next door. Well, doesn't live, has a place next door. So we've been showering, washing dishes, cooking, all of that stuff next door. Yeah, so that's why I say in the middle of all of that, working and studying, I stepped back from the other account too, which has been so nice. I'm not kidding. Oh yeah, PA. This is the property in PA in the woods. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a well, right? It's a well. So when you have a well, you have there, and I learned so much through this. Listen, this is like, but when you have a well, you have a well pump, and you have a pressure tank, and all of these things have to sync up with this gauge. Well, the pressure tank was buried in the backyard we had no idea where it was. It had to be somewhere around the well, but to the house, which is about 20 feet. And it had to be buried about 6 to 7 feet deep. So it was a guessing game. So, he literally dug by the pressure tank the very first day, but not like he was an inch off. So he was digging all the way forward. I said, I don't know. People, because, I posted a little bit of the journey in the beginning because I thought it was going to go quickly. We're like, no, it's closer to where and I told him where the pressure switch, where the well pump is. And I told him, and he's like, all right. And now, mind you, this is after days of digging. And sure enough, if he didn't go out there and that day when he listened to me, he found it. So we got that solved. Not really. Anyways, long story short, it took 3 weeks, and now we have water. It's a nightmare. I'm just telling you. Don't ever buy a piece of property without a home inspection. Ever. Thank you for the TikTok. Well, I actually started thinking that because of the drought that it had screwed up our well. Because that happens. Like, your well doesn't necessarily mean you're always going to have your well. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Joanne, for the TikToks. Yeah. So that's, again, when you buy a property, don't do it without a home inspection. I'm just telling you, I used to sell real estate. I know markets get crazy and you're like, oh my God, I might lose this property. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do what they did. So we also have a redneck style septic, which we speculated was true, but now we're 100% positive. But it wouldn't have mattered either way. They were going to buy it no matter what. It just would have been nice to know, like, about the well system and, like, all of that. Okay. So what do we got? 9:20. Welcome, everybody. Does anybody have any questions? So, yeah, I am like really like, there's some things I love about being here on this platform. I mean, obviously, I love what we've grown here. I just want to be able to speak freely. I don't want to be censored because I say the brand of a paint or something. I just, that really gets me. Gets me going. All right, we're going to do some rose gold micro dots here. I'm going to see if they show up. So I'm going to use the small end of the pink. Don't do it yet. If you're watching the replay, don't do it yet, because let's see if it shows up. Yeah, but I think I'm going to use the small end of the yellow. I think it needs to be a little bigger. Yeah, I can't, and listen, I am a very, so Friday, I went to see my patient, and I walked in, and when I tell you, he looked so bad. And I told the wife, I said, he's got to go to the hospital. And, I said, and, she starts to tell me some things, and, I'm like, I told her, I said, this has to stop. You can't keep going on like this. And I said, I'm the nurse that's brutally honest. I cannot tiptoe around a truth. And I've been a NICU nurse for 26 years, and I've told families that. I tell them, I would love to be your primary nurse, but if you ask me a question and I know the answer and I think it's something you're not going to want to hear, I'm going to tell you anyways. So some of them are like, oh, yeah, no, that's what we want. We want you to be. And I'm like, well, you may think that. You may think that you want me to be brutally honest with you. But sometimes the truth is not what you really want to hear. But anyways, that's how I feel here. I feel like other people can make fake accounts, steal accounts, hack accounts, make bot accounts, I mean, how many Elon Musks and Keanu Reeves are on this platform? But that gets bypassed. How does AI detect that we say a .com, but can't detect that there is another Elon Musk? Like, and how does that even become an account? I don't. And the porn, the soft, whatever you want to call it, I don't get it. I don't get it. And like I was telling, so there's certain things that really, I probably got a violation just now or a restriction or something for flying off the handle. Yeah. I mean, it literally, now if I'm on here and I'm like, ranting and like I'm ranting and raving right now, but to be able to just talk, I don't know. So it does frustrate me, but many of you know code. I guess we got to play the game. I don't like it. It doesn't mean I have to like it. And the thing with people with going live here is like you can go live other places. I mean, okay. I mean, I can go and do it somewhere else. So, what do you think? I think those filled that in good. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do a bear with this color. Val, are you still here? I don't know if I said something about Val. Oops. Put that back. I don't want to get in trouble for you looking at the wall. But it's funny because oh, this is the other thing. So, there's all these places to look at your like matrix or whatever on this platform. And I'm looking at it and I actually got my points reduced for something by 0.01 or whatever, which no big deal, whatever. Because I'm not posting products in the live. And I'm never going to do that ever again. Because the one time I did, I got a violation. Like, what the heck? This is what I do. It's very similar to color cards. I just have it in like a bound, what do they call this? This is a sketch pad. But it's like 110-pound paper. So it's like the cards. But yeah, I definitely do that. Because I'm a little more type A. The cards would make me anxious. Because I can get 3 on this page. And I also use the book to practice in and do other things. Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, first one. Here, let me move this out of the way, and then we'll lay them all out again. So, and I'll zoom in. So this one is Wild Berry. It's pretty, right? Farts. Doing laundry, listening to me rant. You should have been on with Samantha the other day. Oh my word. Her and her ankle socks. That was ridiculous. Coral Blush. Vintage Pink. And then the two like blue-green colors are Bluegrass Green and Paradise Green. And then I'm using rose gold as like an accent metallic. You didn't hear? Oh boy. So she sold, you know, the compression anklets that she has, they're super cute. You're welcome, Zapita. Thank you for the follow, Chelsea Lee. Yeah, that's dumb. I can't even imagine. So when she said that, I went through my whole showcase because they just changed how they're scoring you. And I went through everything. Everything that was medium got kicked out. And the thing is not every item on this platform has that easily, like you can't see it easily. And I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah. So now I'm like, but I mean, my focus has definitely shifted away from that because like, do you want to hear something else, Val? You know how I haven't been on my, that one for a while. And I sold 2 of the suture sets. Like, I have been working on this account so hard. And now I'm not doing anything there. And anyways. All right, next we're going to do, let's do something different. What do we want to do? Let's see, what haven't we done in a while? I like to do something different. We always do like swooshes in between there. Let's not do that. Yeah. I can't. That's why I was talking about other options. I just, it's starting all, it's like you have to start again, but whatever. How many of you have a book? I'm just curious if that's what we need to talk about in the meantime. I'm going to do a dot and some walking dots. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just trying to figure out what color I want to do. Let's do the coral or whatever this one is. What is this one called? Coral. Exactly. Then why are they even there? If they're not appropriate, can do hydrangea? Oh, I would love to do a hydrangea. But I don't have that color out. And hydrangea is like, you mean the blue or the pink? You do? Okay. No. Okay. Dots. Yeah, I'm going to actually do a big dot here. Not a big dot, but a dot in the middle. And then like some walking dots. Hydrangea from dots. I could do a triangle. Like one here and one here, similar to what I did on my project. I really like this pattern. Where is it at? Like, I really liked this pattern, and then the that, I don't know what you call, like walking dots, but I call it like a lace pattern. I don't know why it reminds me more of lace, but I think we might do something like that. What do you mean by hydrangea? Is that like a term? Hydrangea dots? Oh, you mean like the 4 dots. Is that what hydrangea dots are, Judy? I love all the terms that you all teach me. Because, I'm the one here that's hosting, and I don't know these terms. Is that what they call it? Well, I couldn't do... So is it the 4 dots? Yeah, so what I was thinking is doing the 2 dots and then here, and then walking dots here. So what I was going to do is this. I was going to do a dot and a dot, so like more of a triangle shape. So a dot, and then walk dots along here. But if the hydrangea is dots like that are a triangle, a diamond. That's what man, you all should be teaching this class. Who knew? I had no idea. I'm going to try the smaller tool to see if I can get them in there. No, that's not right. They can't be like that. They can't be that far apart. I don't think that's the right size. Hang on, let me find the right size tool. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I just have to find the right size tool. That was not the right size. So the only way I know to do it is with a bigger tool, but I don't know if I can get it in there. So if I start here, all right, we'll try one more time. So if I start here, line it up here. Yeah, I don't think it'll fit. I don't really know that that fits there, but we can go with it. You know what I mean? I don't know that it fits in there. We'll see. I almost have to do like smaller on the side. I'm used to doing them all the same size. So I got my 6. Oh, you're using the 6? I don't know. I can't. Yeah, that's what I'm having to do. It's not, I'm not used to doing them that way. Normally when I do them, I do them all the same size. So it's kind of, they're all usually the same size. So, but it's working. I'm fine with it. So this is what I'm used to doing. Let me show you. Way bigger, too. Oh, I hope I don't touch my paint. That's how I'm used to doing them. But I didn't know that that was a term, hydrangea. But I love it. No, I don't know. I think that's kind of what I wanted to do. I just couldn't. I wanted to do something different. No, I like it. I'm just like, meh. Not, they're, so I think what would normally look, hang on, let me do it on my book. So I think it would probably be better if I did them spaced this way and then like that, right? So if I had them spaced out more, the two bigger ones, I think that's what would be better. But I started the other way. But look at me learning new things from you. I had no idea. So mine are just sideways hydrangeas. So I'm going to keep going, even though I would have done it differently. Now, looking back at it, we're going to... Actually, I just screwed that up, but I said that, and then I did something totally different. But it's fine, right? It's fine. Yeah, I had no idea. Cluster dots, hydrangea. Look at us. Look at you. Teaching me. And then you say, like, do offset. See, and I was thinking, which is, yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so, oh, Tasha, man, I want to be your friend too. Listen, you know how many Alan Jacksons follow me too? Listen, I that's exactly what I mean. Like that, how is that AI algorithm allowing that, but we can't say a .com? It makes no sense. And like I said, what happened to my friend, you know, it's frustrating. She works really hard. And this is like her, you know, I don't want to say primary, but you know what I mean? It's like, just frustrating. I love this color palette. Very happy with that. After my beginning, I think I managed to pull this one out of the tank. So then you guys are saying do offset for those. Okay, cool, yep. No, Tasha, I am still not top dotting the center. Oh my God, listen. I am not kidding. This Javi, the blueberry one, or whatever flavor it is so good. So good. Yeah, so like offset, so it would be in the inner aspect, not like down, yeah. So offset into the center, yeah. No, because I usually get it from like Michael's house. But sometimes I have to go to the jungle. I mean, not the jungle. I go here. Which might be something you need to look at. Well, two things. Never, ever, ever go to anywhere other than their actual store. Even when you go to the jungle. I feel like when I was looking for this, it was a ridiculous price. I don't know what, but again, I try to go directly to their store. And you do. And, maybe it'll end up coming down to it where they price themselves out. Yes, it was great seeing you. Thank you, Val, for being here. I appreciate it. I will. And you are killing it on that challenge. Keep it up. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. But again, is that why we're not able to find that in the lobby anymore? Maybe they're pricing themselves out of the market because that's what everybody uses. I know you are. Thank you. I appreciate you. But yeah, maybe that's what's happening. Because somebody said they're not even at the lobby anymore. Really? What is that about? Has anybody been directly on that site? Is it shipping? I don't know. Okay. No, Tasha. On there, you'll find that and other stuff. They sell other stuff. Maybe I need to bite the bullet and try some of, yes. Yeah, it should be, Tasha, but I'm telling you, this bottle that I just bought is very thin. I just bought this brand, this one, and it's very thin. So I don't know if I've only bought a few bottles new, and I'm noticing that, and that was never the case before. Could just be me, because most of my paint is old. Well, I'll let you know if that's, right now everything looks good here. I feel like even if I have to deal with it being thinner, that's fine. But, yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, that means it's too much water. Too much water. All right, what do we got for time? All right, we can get going. Let's talk. What are we gonna do? So now we need to do. We're gonna have to do something. I don't have enough room to do that. So let's do, let's see, if I do a break and then we do, oh, that's too big. And then we do but I will do them here. That should be good. All right, so I'm going to just do a circle break. I don't know what you want to call them. A ring. I'm just going to do a ring of dots just to break. And then we'll do our next, we'll start our next row. Yeah, all right, Patty. I can. I did use it a little bit, but I was gonna, I had no idea what I was gonna do with it. I did micro dots with it, but yeah, maybe we should do that. We'll do the rose gold. So we probably won't finish this tonight. So what I propose, if you all are not opposed to it, either we'll finish this one tomorrow. That's my number one thing. But maybe I'll start a bear with that color palette because I really need to work on those. I did get one finished. I've got two started, one finished. So I'm moving in the right direction. And I should really work on those tomorrow too. Yeah. Oh, up here. But no, I think I will do the dots with the rose gold. I really like the rose gold. So, but just doing them right here, right on that guide mark, all the way around. There's a mosquito in here. So there's two guides, my two friends. I think it's like 8. I think it's a total of 8. So, they're not hard, but they're a little bit of a challenge because of the cutout. Like I have to kind of like make believe where design pattern should go. It's kind of hard. I don't know if that makes sense. Like on here, like I can, like this part I can figure out, okay, I'm just going to skip dots, whatever. But then when you get here, like you got to like kind of pretend what was here and mimic it like around, if that makes sense. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but it's like you gotta be like, what goes there? That's why I'm excited to get that helix ruler, because I feel like that will help me make those like some circles in there so that I can know where they should go. Not that not that I need to be perfect or anything, but I think it would really help me. You're still adding to your... You have a fruit fly. Are you sure it's a fruit fly? You're just not seeing things? So once I finish that, erasing the guide marks off my big piece that I finished today and sealing that, I'm going to start, and I guess I really need to get some of those bears done, but I'm going to start my sea turtle idea that you guys inspired from that sea turtle. Obviously, I'm going to start by base coating it. Not black. Not base coating it black. I think I'm going to base coat it maybe in a white. Maybe a sand color. And like mimic like crystal clear water. Did I get one? What am I missing? What did I ask? Did you not see the sea turtle? You saw a sloth. Oh, that was cute. I ordered it. I did order it. Gotcha. Yes, I ordered it. So I think that will really help me with the bears and the sea turtle idea. I got both, the round one and the ruler. Wasn't he? I've never seen that. That's so cute. Thank you so much. You guys tickle me when you find these little things. Can't even use, you know what? It's funny. You can't even say GIFT. Yeah. But that's what they call them. So, anyways, I just want to paint, guys. Like, just like y'all, I just want to paint. I just want to enjoy the conversation. I appreciate all the other stuff and, you know, you guys and all of that. So that's why I'm really like, if I can just get through it and not say the wrong thing. You know, just recently, there was a big battle on this platform about using a term WEIGHT and now and you know, you have to just be very careful about, like, you can't even say that word. It's crazy. Can't even say certain words. Like, I don't consider that a bad word. I mean, we promote that in healthcare. Yeah. If you pay attention, they choose their words differently. Yep. I mean, the ones that want to succeed are going to. You have to use terms like wellness, support. Now, if you're typing it, it might be a little different. But if you say it, that's the problem. And it's AI, again, detecting the context of your... Listen, AI is not going to take out humans. If it does, then we're dumb, because we're really dumb, because they can't think right. Hi, this is, I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? You're right. We did not add that. That is rose gold. It's a metallic. Chio, thank you for the follow. This is one of my favorite. I love using rose gold. Rose gold and rich espresso is another one I love. All right, so just pausing. It's going to be 2. Just that last one might not be as big. There we go. It is, right? It's just, it it's pink enough, but it's, here, I'm going to hold it up too, because you really can't really appreciate it all that. So it's kind of beigey, pinky. Oh, you guys, this is a beautiful color palette. Beautiful. Champagne-y. There is a champagne gold. It's very much like this, but a little lighter, like a little more gold. Yes, very pretty. All right. Let me look at it in a second. All right, so these are still a little wet. Now, definitely are still a little wet. So let's do our dots. And I'm actually going to do them on this guide mark. So I'm going to do them down here. Should I do every guide mark? I think I'm going to have to do every guide mark. Pink and pearls, yes. Mason's here. All right, so then that leads me to, I think I'm actually going to use that color. I haven't used it in a while. So the third color, the pink, and then this dotting rod. So the blue. And I'm going to do every guide mark. See what it does though? It like splatters out the side. That is weird. Well, I'm not going to worry about it because what I can do is I can just go over that dot, that rose gold dot again. Let me go a little lighter, see if that helps. There we go. Yeah, it's weird. I don't normally have that much of an issue with, but it, just go slow so it's not, doesn't spit out the side. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's just got some, this might be one of the older paints that I have. Maybe that's why it's doing it. Clean the tool. Yeah, I mean, it was clean. It was clean the first dot. It's better now that there's paint on it. Yeah, that was my very first dot. But I never really have that happen. It could be because I'm on the Lazy Susan too. I think maybe what happened is when I pushed down. But yeah, that was my first dot. Just have to be careful. I think it's the consistency of it, and I wasn't expecting it. Plus, my Lazy Susan does a lot of rocking. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I just have to be careful. I was being fast. See, I almost did the same thing there too. There we go. There we go. My favorite color, ooh, gotta be like a teal or like peacock teal, like, you know, like teals, like these colors. I do love these. That'd probably be my favorite. Yeah, that was weird that it did it with the center dot, and both of the times, like I said, the tool was like hadn't been used. So I don't know. But I think I was a little, like I said, this thing is wobbly. So that's why I don't always use it. Hola, ¿cómo está? Bombón. I like pearly white. Like I think that's probably like what, you know, what you're feeling, you know, that. Bien. I have paint on my legs. Yeah, I like teals. I like maroon, like wine. Yeah, I paint on my legs. I know. All right, what do we got for time? All right, I'm going to start doing some swooshes. And we haven't used... Is it this color we haven't used? God, those blues are almost the same color. But I thought we used both of them. All right, well, I'm going to use blue, this one. Yeah, like maroon, like the I'm wearing. Like, you know what I mean? Like that color. Jewel, maybe that's like a jewel color. Can you see it? What is that wine? Burgundy? Maroon? Yeah. I wear a lot of those colors. No. Like, sometimes, like, you know, I wash my hands and everything before I go to bed, right? I get to a patient's house and I have paint, like, on my forearm. And I'm like, well, I swear to God, I washed. All right, so let's see. I'm not sure what size, so let me try the large end of the yellow, and let me see if that's going to be the size we want to use. So I'm going to put a dot there, and then we're going to do swooshes. Oh, I guess I need paint. So we'll probably get a few of these done. We won't get them all done. And, you know, I'm notorious for sticking my fingers in everything, you know. I'll be like usually, like on these smaller projects, like I don't rush the edges because everything is wet. And I am surely, as a matter of fact, I'm going to take it off of the Lazy Susan. Because if I need to rest my hand on something, I want to rest it on my own hand. Because I am surely going to try and rest. You did that once. You did that once. We all do things once. The other day when I was painting live on my big project, I put my fingers in my row. I can't tell you how many times. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like I've never painted before. All right, time to get in the zone, the swish zone. This one, okay, I gotta look. Whichever one is, yes, this is the Paradise Green, the lighter of the two. Yep. Just thinking, there's that blob. You know, I've noticed that, like I said, there are some like tools like that, like a really small on one end. Does anybody have any of those? Like they're like, they look like ice picks. Like they're so tiny on one end. And I'm just wondering if oh, okay. And I think some people actually do like prefer to do the one side. I I I I don't know, maybe that would help me if I did it that way. But yeah, like I know what you mean where you do all of them this way. Yeah. I don't know. I guess this is just the way I learned. But I have noticed some people do it that way. So, okay. How do you use it for like swooshes? Or what is it just for micro dotting? What do you use it for? But I've seen people using it like for, I have need a little more paint. Oh, I got a little too much. Darn it. Like for swooshes, yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it, see, this is smaller on this end, but I feel like I can't get enough paint around. I guess I would have to do the dot bigger, the dot of paint, because when you flip the tool over, hang on, I got to fix that just a little bit. There we go. Just need a little bit. Oh. There we go. Yeah. Oh, thank God, Marianne. That's fantastic news. Now, does that work for just the teardrop? That's fantastic news, Marianne. I'm so glad to hear that. I know you were very worried about that. And you found us, so there's that too. But is it only for that teardrop where you drop it and then push it? I mean, I do that with like bliss drops and the texture drop, the dimensional drop. Oh my God, that I need to clean my tool off. Oh. Let me. So. Yeah, see, I just don't get enough paint going. Because like I said, the paint starts to flow off the end. So I don't know. It sounds like a new technique I might have to learn. Like I said, I know how to do it with the teardrop, just not the curved swoosh. I am sure you were. Probably more about your fantastic news at the oncologist's office than finding us. But we're glad you're here and shared your good news with us. That's fantastic news. I know that's got to be an appointment that everybody eagerly awaits. And, it's probably very nerve-wracking. I can't even imagine like what that's like to have to wait and worry about the results, and I'm sure that takes a toll on you. Hi, Mama Mickey. Thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate you. Wow, you guys have been tapping away. 31.5 to be exact. Awesome. So we'll finish this tomorrow, and if you guys are okay with it, we'll start one of the bears that I have painted, and we will use this color palette on one of them. Oh boy. Well, that's good. I mean, that's bad. Yeah. Yeah, the thing with that cancer is it's just it can be so insidious because it's not, it's going on behind the scenes there. Sometimes it's seeds, and that's the part, cancer doesn't hurt. So often most people don't even know. Oh boy, yeah. Right? It's very pretty, very bright. Yeah, I definitely love this color palette. Let's do a tapathon, Rhonda. That's terrible, Rhonda. My the kiddo that I went to school with or took to school, his family, they're very faith based, and the grandfather, very active, very healthy. One day he just couldn't walk, couldn't talk. They didn't know what was going on with him, and she took him to the ER and completely lit up. Completely lit up with cancer. And of course, he did not want to. Well, they told him chemo was not going to. He was terminal. He's basically terminal. So I have to get over there to see them soon. Good people. Good people. But yeah, nothing wrong with him. I mean, he had a double knee. No, not a double. He had a knee replacement. No real issues. So it's weird. But that's cancer for you. Doesn't care who you are. Just does whatever it wants. Nope. Not a thing. I mean, not that his wife, like, it was like he couldn't walk. Like, it just one day he couldn't walk. And he just said he was tired. I forget what he had done. Like, he must have done some work in the yard or something. So they just thought it was that. And then she thought he was having a stroke because then he couldn't talk. And then, yep, they did the scan and they were like, wait. And something on his labs obviously prompted them to look at a PET scan. But, yeah, sad. He's not that, they're not that old. I mean, and in today's terminology of old, you know. I mean, if they're probably like a couple years older than me, so 65. Yeah, and that's, you know, were there signs? And then, you know how we are. We're like, well, we're getting older. Like, you know, maybe I should be more tired, or maybe, you know, this, or maybe that. So, I mean, were there? I mean, maybe. But, I mean, like I said, he recovered from his knee surgery as normal, and then that kind of just, so like I said, they thought he was having a stroke, which would make sense for his age and stuff. But no, a little bit more. You're 65? Yeah, I'm 59. 59 and feeling every ounce of that this year. Every day of that. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God. It's very interesting how this paint dries darker. I'll show you what I mean in a second. And this one. Look at that. That's why I thought I hadn't used it. These are all drying the exact same color. Yeah, Marianne, wow, you are no spring chicken, are you? Well, how long have you been in remission then? Oh, happy birthday. 63, yeah. She's going to be 21 again. You're still. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Okay. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. All right, well, this is our stopping point for tonight. So we'll come back, we'll do our top dots, and finish up the outer edge. Same color, we'll work on this. Those of you that are new out there, I will be live again tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. We hit 34, yay. And I am live Sunday through Thursday nights, 8 p.m. until 10:30ish. Wherever our stopping point is. I painted earlier today, so I got to go do my exercises. But yeah, if you have any questions between now. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I think so too. I'm excited. I think it'll be pretty. Even if nobody really asks for those colors, I'll keep it. But yeah, if you have any questions between now and tomorrow, message me. I usually try to be responsive. I have a patient in the morning, but I'll be home in the afternoon. It's crazy, right, Patty? Because like when you go, I'm going to be 80. Well, that's how I'm going to be 60. Like what happened to when I was 18? Like I feel different, but mentally, I guess I'm a little wiser, but I still do dumb stuff. Still do dumb stuff. But it's crazy. When your parents, or grandparents tell you time flies, that they are not lying. They really aren't. But back when they were telling you that, you're like, what are you talking about? I'm 12. I want time to fly. I want to be 16. I want to drive. Now I want to be 18. Now I want to be 21. Ugh. Crazy. Crazy. All right. Well, does anybody have any questions? Otherwise, I think I'll tune out. I got to get up kind of early in the morning. Yeah, well, Frank, Frank had to dig a ditch, in the rock because he filled it back in, right? Because we thought we were all ready to go. So they had to dig it out by hand. And he says to me today, because that was yesterday, he's like, everything hurts. I'm like, yeah, I bet it does. He was such a mean, wasn't mean, but he was so aggravated. I was like, I didn't even want to look at him because he was just kind of like stomping around. I'm like, I'm just going to hide over here in the corner. You don't see me. All right, guys, good night. But yeah, he's going to be 56. But he's been a truck driver for 25 years, so he's not really a physically fit person. You know what I mean? He just sits and drives, so. Awesome. You guys rocked it tonight. I appreciate that. Yeah, I better go because I just keep yawning and yawning. It's time for me to go to bed, even though I've been drinking caffeine. Hi, Nathan. All right, guys. So 8 p.m. Eastern, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow. God, I hate hanging up. There's 55 people here. Does anybody have any questions before I disconnect us? If you followed me, you'll be able to see us again tomorrow. If you didn't, you should now. Hello, Grandma Shulk. Hi, Mama. Hi, Jennifer. This is what this platform does. As I'm getting ready to say good night, it sends everybody else to me. All right, guys. Well, I am signing off now. I will be back at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for the follow. I will see you tomorrow.